Hey girl, hey.
What's up, man?
What it do, y'all?
We are the Fab Five, and this is the Pretty Vocal Podcast.
The Pretty Vocal Podcast is a safe space created for us as Black women to voice our innermost thoughts and feelings about topics most people discuss in private because they are afraid to discuss it in public.
In this space, we dig deep, we keep it cute, but we never put it on mute.
Let's get pretty vocal.
Hey,
girl.
Welcome back to the Pretty Vocal Podcast. Let's get into our loose lips. Oh, Lord. Would you allow your partner to remain friends and talk to their ex?
And why you pull this?
And the answer
No,
is
you
very much
crazy.
no.
I am not crazy. It depends. Man, I ain't gonna lie. We cool as hell. Like, I feel like people want to have us around, so these hoes we want to hit them up sometimes, you know. I don't have for real, like on some happy birthday stuff, or you know, if you see somebody's mom pass, dad pass, some real life. I don't mind you reaching out saying, "Hey, my condolences" or whatever. It ain't no hard no. Why the fuck she calling you? Why the fuck like? Long as you're very transparent with me, which thankfully I have that. Like, it's all good. I don't mind. People be sending him money for his birthday and stuff. Like, I love that. Keep doing it.
I think that's crazy that this is your topic. I literally just talked about this yesterday because my best friend was dating someone who recently passed away, and she has a new partner, and we was talking about the person I was talking to about it was like, well, how would you feel like if somebody that you were dating, you know, previously passed and you're with somebody else, like, how does that feel for you? And I was like, well, for me, I'm not insecure anymore. So throw that out there. But I'm not insecure. So when in a relationship, I plan to be secure in my relationship with my partner. So if they lost somebody that had some type of effect on their life, you're gonna have human emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
if
be
you
sad.
don't,
Like, if you don't, I'm think you a psycho, and it's like, bitch, I don't want to be with you because you ain't gonna cry when I die. What's happening right now? But so, and I also made a joke, and I'm kind of serious too, but it's like you crying and you boo-hooing, and I'm like, all right, it's a little too much over there, a little too much dip on your chip. But
oh my God.
but when I pass, you getting in the casket with me because you showing your ass right now. So I need to know. One of y'all need to record and send it to
I'ma
heaven.
I'ma
'cause I
see
need
who
to
whispering
know.
in his
They
ear.
got Bluetooth in heaven. They got a cloud.
Father
Yeah,
God.
girl, they got a lot of class.
Okay, all the clouds.
Airdrop it.
Hello, you know? Send it right to me, baby.
Yeah, I got caught one time.
You was talking to
Who
your
was?
ex. You was talking to your ex.
I got caught one time, not in my current relationship. Let me throw that out there. In a previous relationship when I was in college, so
But you ain't got no previous relationships because
well,
you're
not
married.
that
That's what
part.
you said.
One of them fake ones.
Not the fake one.
Girl, goodbye.
So he was driving, right? And me and my ex were still cool, you know, communicating or whatever. And so I'm thinking I'm
I
doing
ain't seen it in the window.
I'm thinking
Nosy. Eyes on the
trying-
road.
He was at the stoplight, so I turned like this.
Girl, not you was being dramatic. To the
I
point where
turned,
you
so
did
I'm just doing a little text, a little something, you know, and then put it down like that. We pull up to this man's house. He said, I seen who you was texting, and this me acting like I don't know what's going on. What are you talking about?
So
I
you
saw
were
you
playing
was
with his intelligence.
He was.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Playing
because
in his face.
You have to tell
Really?
me. I'm not gonna tell him myself. You gotta tell me because
Tell me what I said.
Tell me what I said. And he was like, I said, what are you talking about? I saw you text and insert name, and I was like, huh? I saw it in the window. I said, damn.
Goddamn reflection.
Damn.
May, what were you saying? What was y'all conversation?
Okay, he seen some.
Because y'all was
purple
a little
emojis
too
or
more than
something,
platonically
'cause
friendly. If it was
Well,
in
his
shit.
house,
no,
too.
it honestly
seen the
was
eggplant
not.
emoji
It
and
was
the devil.
it was just the well.
We'll sprinkle a little
I
water.
think it wasn't
Splash.
it
Coochie
wasn't all that
Banucci.
back then. It wasn't all that back then. It really wasn't even about nothing, but it was because of who it was.
Mm.
You know.
That's
Yeah.
because it's some. I mean, I know all y'all saying y'all gonna be secure in y'all relationship.
never said
and
that.
all- This side of the
Never
table
said
that.
talked about being secure in a relationship. There are certain exes that I am absolutely okay with. They've been having the same phone number since he had a phone. So they, you know, whatever. Me, on the other hand, I ain't got no excuse because I got a new number. So they shouldn't even have my number.
And you ain't got no exes.
And I don't have exes.
Correct.
It's some fake
But
relationships.
there are certain
I thought
exes.
she only had one boyfriend there.
So you all over here on this side of the table.
I am.
Okay.
It's way. There are some exes that no, he cannot text.
Yeah.
He can't. I'm sorry. You cannot text them. You
I'm not
cannot
sorry.
communicate with them. Like I'm saying, I'm sorry if some tragic happens. You better send them. You send it through somebody else. But there are certain
Oh,
texts.
okay.
There are certain exes because y'all. My man's intentions can be pure, but there are certain young
Yep,
ladies
yep,
in
yep.
this world
Yeah.
that I don't know what happens upstairs, but they take his pure intentions or can take his pure intentions and turn them into something that they're not.
You know, like on BMF, if y'all watching that, the neighbor, like she tripping. The man trying to be nice and
No, he was a little
No,
too nice.
at this point.
no, I know, but I'm
I was
saying
finna say.
initially because I feel like he was kind of trying to fight it at
Because he
first.
gave her that minute 45
But
second stroke
girl,
baby.
we got 2 16s from him, and I was done
for a total of 4 minutes.
It was
If
too
that.
much. But I feel you because where you come from, there's certain exes. I'm not in a relationship, so I can't speak to that. So I don't know if you have like a big ex of your life that I'd be like, hell no,
They will.
to
They
talk
will
with
have a big ex. They will have
will.
someone that they were in love with before that they
Mhm.
did similar things that they're gonna do with you.
Yeah, they got the
You
top
know,
dogs
with them.
for sure.
So
And
Yeah,
and
I
how okay, so devil's advocate, flip it. How do y'all feel if your spouses or partners tell you, hey, no, I don't want you to talk
it's
to
an agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an
Okay.
agreement. I'm not gonna
Because
expect
some,
anything.
some
I ain't gotta
people are
talk
like, no,
to
you can't tell
Nan.
me, but
I'm not going to expect anything of him that he can't expect of me.
Right.
Exactly.
Now we haven't always been that way.
See, that's what I'm saying. I've seen the unbalance. That's why I was like, how does that
Now,
work for
as
y'all?
far as like if someone passed, you know, and I had
We can send some flowers together
from
from the price.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
yeah. So if you want to call and say, "Hey, my mom passed," okay, I'm so sorry to hear that, but it's no other
Yeah.
conversation.
I'm
Like, I
so
don't-
sorry, but do not call my husband and tell him that your mom passed as his ex. What you want him to do?
Yeah. No, I have also had that reaction. Someone in a call and was like, I just want to let you know, and they wasn't even in a relationship that long, like a few months.
Yeah.
I want to let you know that my dad, and they called while y'all know I used to work nights, so I would sleep during the day. So here he go trying to, with like, hey, try not to wake me up and like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, she got friends. You don't need to
Supports. We've talked about that.
You don't need to be her
She
shoulder to
wanted-
lean
she
on.
wanted a reason
She
to have
wanted
to
a
reach
reason
out
to
to
call
him.
you
She
because
been
y'all were
waiting
not.
on
You don't
one.
know her damn
Just
daddy.
think about it. Are you calling? Do you got any Do you got any ex? Do you have any ex where if somebody close to you passed away, you're picking up the phone and you're calling that ex to tell them?
No.
Yes.
So that
I
the
know.
reason I was saying that it's okay if something like that happens is if he just so happened to see it online and
different.
he reaches out. It
Yep.
definitely would not be where they're just reaching out to him.
Right.
Like in that instance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not just like a normal conversation other than maybe a happy birthday here and there. And I'm completely fine with
I'm
it.
fine
like,
with it
but
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, don't text him happy birthday. I'd rather you
For
text him
me,
that somebody died.
Yeah, I feel like this it's
Shit.
kind of
Don't know his
social, but I
birthday.
don't really care. But my first, his parents, like his mom, like she still to this day she called me her child, and she calls Carson her grandchild. And I'm like, no,
But
wait a
you're
minute.
also not in a relationship.
No.
yet.
I get it, but what I'm saying is, he is in a relationship, and he still reached out to me to let me know that when his grandparents passed, because I had a really close relationship with his grandparents. So I'm not sure of the conversation that he had, with his current girlfriend, but I do know that he reached out, his mom reached out, his siblings reached out. So I mean, I was gonna find out regardless, but
And different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
You got 3 people in relationships at this table that's gonna give you 3 different answers. And when you have a relationship, that's gonna be 4. When you are in a committed
And then
relationship, that's
I
gonna
ain't
be
even gave
5.
my answer. Y'all talking y'all ass off.
Oh, sorry. Go, baby.
So,
Go, baby.
This was thick.
Jesus, this is just a loose lips topic.
Baby, this the segment.
It got
Okay.
thick
The whole
up in here.
episode.
My answer
takeaways
is
are-
depends on the ex. Like
Okay.
Tay, I'm just gonna piggyback off what she said. It really does depend on the ex because some of them y'all got a little too deep. You okay?
I tried to turn and let you
That's what you
piggyback, but
get.
I got
Okay,
stuck.
that's what you get.
That's what you get.
So it depends.
Got thick.
But on the other end of it, I also have an ex, the one like from high school that our families are family friends, and if something were his mother calls me her daughter all the time. His mother told me to leave him in high school.
We
yeah.
talked
Like
about
we
it.
talked about this personally. So yeah, like if anything would happen to either of his parents, I'm for sure calling that man. And actually, he's engaged now, got a new baby, but the mother of his child was in the hospital with COVID, like really bad during her pregnancy. Had to be like in the ICU, intubated, on all this life support. And I reached out then, and I was like, look, this is tough. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. And he was like, I appreciate that. Like, and it was cool. We left it there. Our families know each other. So if anything happened to any of them, I'm going to know. Yeah. And I'm going to
But your
reach
intentions
out.
are pure.
Yeah.
So that's the, I mean,
now, let me get the woman that he is with now. This doesn't really matter, but it's a white girl. It matters to the story. But in high school, like she wanted him in high school. So my girl was persistent, very persistent. She probably would not want me reaching out.
This man. Leave him alone.
Yeah, she probably would not want me to reach out. But like to the point where she accidentally, you remember you could poke people on Facebook. She accidentally poked me. She was snooping.
I love my God.
In high school,
like you look so
like this girl was very persistent. Like she been wanting that man since we were 15. Like, and I dated him we were together from like 13 and 19. Like. She would hate it to know that I've reached out, and it was about her. Praying for you, girl. She was the one that was in the hospital.
Yeah, I have one more thing to add on it. When you said something about a person passing,
you in trouble, girl. You don't know what I felt inside when she pointed at me
because I was like, oh my God, stop. Girl. I gotta stop putting this out after last weekend. My bad, y'all.
Yes, we done got
rolling up on us. Let me sit on my hands. But no, about the ex and someone passing or whatever, like that actually has been my experience. One of my exes, he had a girlfriend who had an ex that passed, and he was like, she had his picture all on the background of her phone, and she was so upset. I just didn't like that. I was looking like, I said, I ain't gonna lie, you better hope don't nothing happen to nobody I dated. I do not handle death well. So I was looking at him like, are you crazy? Like, this is human emotion, like you said. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Then fast forward to me dating my fiance. He had an ex that passed, and we were like a few months in, and he was devastated.
Of course.
But his mom was calling me like, is he okay and all this and that, and I could tell he was trying to kind of stay away to hide his emotions, but I was like, baby, you can come over here, we can cry together. And I ain't gonna lie, I really hate that girl passed away, because I feel like she was one of the top dogs. Like, we know who the top dogs was, and she was one of the top dogs. So even when the anniversary comes around, her birthday come around, I just let him have his time. You know, we're going to take a shot, you know, rest in peace, our girl or whatever like that. And
our girl, I love it.
Yeah, like, I wear the shirt, you know, they have shirts made, like, and I don't really wear it around him because you never know what day somebody is having. Or I don't ever want him to feel like he has to suppress his emotions. So when I open up and let him know, like, you can come over, I'm not tripping off you being sad about, like, this was your friend, your ex, like, beyond anything, you know, y'all had a friendship. So I felt really, really, really bad for him. And I could tell that he was struggling with it. Like, he didn't want me to feel as the new girlfriend that he still felt away. But I was like, you did.
Yeah.
You did feel away. Like, I hate people that be like, so you still love your ex? Yes.
Hey,
now,
because there's no button to just switch it off. Like,
love is different.
I legitimately cried. Dara told me stop saying the word legitimately.
Yeah.
I legitimately cried when I found out that my ex had a baby. A baby, y'all. Dara brought this up the other day.
Oh God.
I like damn near lost my shit, stormed out the room and everything. Me and Dara were newer dating. But yeah, so if they die, if I act like that because they had a baby,
oh my God,
I can only imagine what I would go through. Because I also don't handle. I've dealt with I've experienced a lot of death, but I don't deal with that well. So
well, to piggyback off of
y'all, we can't piggyback.
We can't piggyback no more.
This is the only thing with the baby, because that literally just happened to me. My favorite ex.
Let me pull it back.
We got favorite exes.
The favorite, because y'all seen Justin LeBoy posted it was like, what would you do if your favorite ex had? My favorite ex had a baby, y'all, and that post and gave the baby the middle name we decided on.
Goodbye.
Go
What's
to
the topic?
Go to the topic.
So then, this is the last point on that. The post circulated
to him
on Thursday, which was his birthday. I said, now would you look at that? And I sent it to him too. Here you go.
911.
What's that?
Happy birthday.
Go to the main topic.
What it is?
Okay. This was a good segue into.
Was it?
Is it? Yeah, because we just forced it to end.
Because look, realistic versus unrealistic expectations, and we Like how you just said, all of our relationships are going to be different. What you expect and what you want to happen in your relationship, you know. So I was on Instagram doing what I do.
Y'all need to stay off social media at this point.
Yeah.
Madam.
Social media queen.
Okay.
Ma'am. Your TikToks.
With your broke ass.
Girl. And he said,
That's why your lights ain't on. No.
and he said, and
Girl
they,
told me make lights out. I said, what?
Oh my God.
y'all go to my Instagram page and watch it
Anyway,
because it's crazy. Anyway.
But yeah, like what you expect and what you will be okay with or whatever. Anyway, I was on Instagram and this girl was like, she went on this date with this guy. It was a great date. They met up at the restaurant. So she valeted. She noticed that he parked across the street and she was just like, okay, whatever. They had a nice day. She ordered whatever she wanted. They had leftovers, a bottle of champagne. He brought her roses on the date. She was like, the date was great. Up until it was time to go to valet for her to get her car. So she like, I have this bag with my leftovers and I have the flowers. And the valet person is like, okay, there's going to be $30. And she was like, he didn't even reach in his wallet to try to pay for the valet. So I'm struggling with all this stuff I got. So the valet man holds my flowers and I pay for the valet. So I'm just like, that's just going to be a no for me.
Hold up. He
I
parked
saw
across the
that.
street.
Yeah.
And she chose to valet.
Exactly. So she said that she could not date him because she went on this date and he didn't pay for the valet.
After an amazing date,
Yes.
it sounds
and
like.
I know we have our
Talk
own
about
things
blocking your blessing.
Girl.
and our own standards that we set. So I tried not to judge her. I tried because I've heard that I have high standards, but I was
Devil.
like, this bitch sound crazy.
As hell.
Talking about some damn $30 valet. You
because-
probably went to this expensive steakhouse and all kind of shit.
Right.
Girl.
Order what the hell you wanted.
Yeah.
A lot of
Bottle
it
of
apparently because you
champagne.
got shit left over.
Right.
You didn't even
Flowers.
eat your food.
And you know it's a
Right.
nice restaurant, they got valet.
Right.
That's true.
And my issue with this is, and I think I said this before,
Brittany is pissed.
I'm mad as
Oh,
hell.
yeah.
Cause bitch, I can't get
on
a good man for shit.
Baby, speak on it, bitch.
And you got the nerve
I think she won't press with just today.
because
God.
you had
I'm
to
about-
pay for your car.
I'm about to hop off this stool and go get the damn bell.
Let me tell you something. You drove yourself to a date.
Today.
You drove to a date. That's strike one. You acting mad because you had to park your car. The man didn't come pick you up. Like, we talking about standards and expectations in dates. Let's think about when we were younger or our parents going on dates. You had to be picked up.
Yeah.
And don't blow that horn.
You drove yourself.
Yeah.
The man didn't even come get you from your house. You drove. So that wasn't a strike, but you mad because you had to pay for your own
Yeah.
parking.
Yeah,
She
and-
probably-
and he
like-
probably offered, and she
It's-
probably.
that's
I
what I
ain't
was
gonna
getting
lie,
ready to
I turned
say.
down when I used to date.
It's a different world.
I turned down when people wanted to drive me places.
Right.
Like, I was like, hell no, I'm not getting in your car. I don't
Right.
know how you drive. So make.
And I don't want you to know where I live at.
Right.
That too.
I
It's,
don't know
that's what I'm
the
saying.
main
It's a
thing.
different world.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dating before, my mama has done it. He ain't coming to get you. Oh, no, I'm going to meet him there.
Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah.
about it. But
Yeah, I definitely am not down for the come pick me up. But
Mhm.
like when I went on a
she
date
could have took a lift.
to Ocean Prime,
Mhm.
that was a nice date.
Yeah.
That man spent a lot of money
Yes.
at this restaurant. And when it was time to leave, I put my little ticket in there and I put my little card in there and I took my ass home.
But you could have spent a whole hell of a lot more
Hello?
if y'all to win Dutch.
Mhm.
And now we won't go on Dutch and Ocean Prime.
Not
I don't
you,
know
the
what
girl.
To oh, I was saying, I
I'm
don't know
just
what to
saying,
tell
that's
that
what I'm
man.
saying.
Bring it
Like,
back.
Sorry to
That's
this
your,
man.
so that's your expectation. I'm
Yes.
not going Dutch. And you invited me.
Correct.
Yeah.
But
so
I'm
do
gonna have
y'all
my,
invite people on dates? Like, do you say, I want to take, like,
If
No.
I say, hey, I want to take you on a date, y'all remember the person from last year that we don't speak of? I
Alright.
took him on a date. He told me it was something that he wanted to do, and I waited. I surprised, and I was like, hey, don't plan
But
nothing
do
for
you
this date.
take
I
him
want
on
to
the
take you on a
first
date.
date, though.
no, I ain't
No.
gonna
Doing
say
that.
that.
She
Oh,
didn't say that, and we not doing
Oh,
that.
okay.
Mm-mm.
I'm just making sure the listeners know this
Oh,
not
yeah.
this is not that.
Okay.
oh, yeah, no.
No, it probably won't even be the second or the third. But
Right. Yeah.
but yes, I do offer to take on dates once we've established some type of relationship. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always have my own money because if you act like you don't want to pay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to pay for mine. Let's
Yeah, I don't know what you gonna do.
right.
I tell y'all that's how we started. That's how my relationship started. My man with the pat in his pockets.
No, he didn't.
He left his wallet.
Y'all.
I don't know if I
The
heard
first-
this
Story time.
Do we got time?
We ain't got time. That's what I was about to say.
When I first met him, I met him through a mutual friend. They invited us over to watch How to Get Away with Murder. It was a big thing.
Thursday.
So, Thursdays. Yeah. So,
TGIT.
right. So I didn't know anybody there but our mutual friend. I really didn't know him that well. I just didn't have a lot of friends. So he was like, all right, come over. You can meet some of my people. Hunter was there. So Hunter sat on a chair and was talking my head off. I was drinking water because I'm like, I don't know y'all to be drinking like that. So I was like, man, I'm hungry. I was in Nashville. I was living in Murfreesboro at that time, but they were in Nashville. So I was like, I'm going to just leave and
go home.
Yeah, and I'm going to get something to eat on my way home. And he was like,
his journey.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? It's Waffle House up the street. If you drive, because he had been drinking, if you drive, then I'll pay. And I was like, I don't know you like that. And he was like, well, what if everybody go? Like, what if our mutual friend go? I said, okay, cool. Then I'll drive, and he can bring you back, because I ain't doing both. Y'all know I don't like to drive already, and it wasn't but 2 minutes up the
You don't
street.
need to drive.
Mind your business.
Liking 2 and can are 2
So,
Agreed.
anyway, so we get outside of, like, to the stoplight at Waffle House. My man start patting his pockets.
See, y'all wasn't even in the
I
Waffle
remember
House.
this.
No, we ain't even get there. And when I saw him patting, I stopped that car just skirt,
Not in the street.
and I looked.
I know you not shocked.
And I looked right at him to figure out where this imaginary wallet was. And he said, oh, my God, I think I left it at our homeboy house. And I was like, well, you need to go. Because if not, I can drop you off and I can keep going.
You almost blocked your
Because
blessing.
you know Waffle
This
House,
man a whole
the
farm.
meals
I
don't
don't
never
give a
be the
damn.
same price.
They sure don't.
I don't give a damn because. So then he does call our friend and was like, yo, because our friend had went ahead of us. So he was like, I think I left my wallet at your house. And he was like, well, I'm already at Waffle House. I'll just, pay for it and then you can pay me back. And so when we get out the car, he was like, I owe you a date. I feel so bad. Like, this is so terrible. It's tacky. And yes, very.
It's hell.
And so you better know it. And so then we went. He made reservations. It was a nice day. And then the rest is history. Get the full
You
story.
definitely
ladies.
almost blocked
richer
your
or for
blessing,
richer?
though.
For
you
richer,
better-
for richer.
My vows were for richer or for richer. I don't.
That don't make no sense.
Look, keep
I
going.
hollered. I said, for rich or for rich. I said,
I had a situation like that.
and you
when
running
I
up light bills
went
like
on a
this?
date. I went on a date before, and that kind of happened. Like, actually, recently when I was in Portland, and he didn't go out much, but he went out while I was there. So his bank was like, "Bro, you spending money
Doing too
like
much.
crazy." So this like last place we went, his debit card wouldn't work. Like it was crazy because it took a portion of it, but then it like cut off. It wouldn't take.
Oh,
the
so
whole.
it looked like you broke. Like
So I
it's
was
all
like-
you had.
And he kept trying, so I was like, I'll take care of it. Like you literally the whole week been spending all your money. Like
You
no
just-
sooner
you
than
have
we got
clearly spent up all your
no
money.
sooner than we got, I was like, I appreciate it, cause damn, like
Right.
no sooner than we got in the
14
car,
cents.
he was like, here, and like gave me like $20. I didn't even spend $20. I don't think. I think it was like $10 that his card just cut off. when
Baby,
I left.
I don't play no games. When that car lock
like-
up, I be at the register like this.
I was
I
like,
got it right here.
That be me.
I
That's
swear
why
he
I-
was so
I
mad.
when I
It's
say
bad.
I would have called the bank. You gonna embarrass me, bitch? In front of my friends?
Exactly.
Because that happened to me when I
Uh-uh.
first moved here. I went to Boomer Jacks, and I literally just got paid. Like, bank account was like, I'm like, okay, we going to eat nice today. I'm sitting up here in Boomer Jacks because we were just having drinks before we were actually going to eat. The girl comes swipe my card, and then she come back and stoop down next to me. I said, bitch, I know you
Ooh,
lying.
I know you
not the stoop.
She done
Stoop is
stooped down and
embarrassing.
whispered something else of your car. I said, girl, look at this account. Because no.
And she
we're
like,
not
baby, I
doing
can't do
that."
nothing with the account. I need the
Exactly.
money.
When Kevin Hart say, wipe it on your shirt. Try it again.
Girl.
Right.
Right. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's the stoop down. You could have wrote the note on the
And
receipt or something.
another
Shit,
way
get
I
out of here.
avoid this, I don't like first dates, y'all. And I think I've told y'all this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do dinner for first dates. Let's go for coffee. Let's go for drinks. But we are not going to a restaurant because I feel like within the first 10, 15 minutes if you going to see this person again. If I do not want to see you again,
We not going
I got to
nothing
sit through appetizer, a meal,
Yeah.
potentially dessert,
Ooh.
inhale.
Because I'm running that tab up.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
doing it.
I'm not.
But
but
if
I'm finna
I'm-
go home.
If we getting
I'm
drinks,
calling you.
no,
I'm
I'm
finna
gone.
go
I'm not
home.
doing
Come
it.
on, me, blah, blah, blah.
I'm
Rip the
not
run.
doing
Come
it.
join me.
I hate it. It has happened one too many times. So I'm like, no, we can go for drinks because I can gauge how that goes.
Oh
If
my
I like
God.
you, I'll order another one. If I don't, I'm drinking this shit fast as hell, acting drunk, and I'm going home. But if I like you, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna order another one. Might get a little bar food.
You know,
Let me
I'm
ask
gonna let
y'all
y'all
this.
borrow
I can
y'all
make
niece
that
because
day.
I use Carson all the time.
Do
as an
y'all have
excuse.
like code words with y'all friends? So like my cousin is one of my best friends. That's who I lived with when I first moved to Texas. Our code word is my stomach hurt. And then if I say, because at that,
shit.
yeah, like my stomach hurt. If I text her my stomach hurt, oh, she already know. Call me, and we gotta wrap it
Oh
up.
my God.
Wow.
You out the door.
And then if I'm in for real danger, Because now, you know, I'm married. We might be working on kids at some point. But before, I wasn't trying to get pregnant. So if I text her, because of course, if I'm pregnant, I'm going to call her and be like, I'm pregnant. So if I text her and say I'm pregnant, call 911. Call 911.
Because hello,
Oh my
911.
God.
Okay.
Hello.
I always let somebody know. First name, last name. If I know it, I
Yeah.
get a snap of that license plate.
You better
If I walk
That's
around,
sharing
how I be too.
location.
I'm doing all of that.
Absolutely.
I said,
Absolutely.
did y'all used to see those posts, like on Facebook? It was a long time ago. They'd be like, how would somebody know if you was in danger? Like, what would you post as your status? Mine was, I'm back with my baby daddy. If I posted that, y'all call 911, send a search
God.
party. Like, y'all need to find me because something's terribly wrong.
Okay, let's do that. So mine's gonna be I want some kids.
I hate.
That's good.
the way I'm finna walk up at this
I
studio.
Where is the bell? Why did I
you not pack the bell
I
today?
did.
Where's
I
the
forgot to
bell?
pull it out.
Oh,
Where-
God.
Wait a
Where
minute, it's something.
is the bill?
I can't. Oh,
Something, baby, because what is
Something.
happening?
and this don't even work.
Girl.
I tried to do this
She
music.
said, and then she said it with the I want some kids.
She was ready. Oh, let's do it.
I like that.
I want some kids.
That's a good idea. That's a
Well,
very
we know
good idea.
Jasmine.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Say, what's your unrealistic or realistic expectation ever in a relationship or in life?
I feel like I got a lot of unrealistic expectations.
I think we all.
I expect perfection. If you can't give me that,
I
get
expect
away.
you to have money on this date.
I got all the expectations. That's
Y'all
what I
know. Y'all
Yeah.
know I do.
I expect people to know when I'm upset without saying it.
Yeah.
That's and
New
It's-
people.
anybody.
Anybody.
Read my face.
It's so unrealistic, but
I know. And y'all, my people, like my husband, my sister, my mama will tell, well, baby, did you say something?
No.
And I'm like, I didn't know them
I
long
know
enough. They
supposed
should
to.
know.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So luckily, I have people around me that'll call me out on my shit.
yeah.
But yeah, I do that too.
I think that honestly is a perfect segue into Press with Jess because I got something to say about what both of y'all just said. That is me. I'm very unrealistic. Like I think that
I am
you should-
unrealistic.
Self-awareness.
I think that you should know what's wrong. Like she said, read my face. Like
Oh God.
like I'm looking at you like this. Like bitch, do not come talk to me like we friends. Like last night, matter of fact, at a restaurant, I'm eating because I'm like, we finna go watch this comedy show. Let me put this food on my stomach. I'm eating, and it's a man at the bar. And granted, he was drunk. He's a regular because I think people knew him. I don't know you. And he reaches over and said, let me try that. Man, I must have cut my eye at him so hard, it would have killed him if it was a knife. Because I'm like,
He pointed your food.
Wow.
talking about, let me try this. I said, you can order you some.
Wow.
He was like, but I want to try yours. I said, no.
He was
He was
trying
like,
to flirt.
You want to try again? That's what you
Right.
want to do?
You want to get your ass up at my face.
Was he trying
Is
to
that
flirt?
I'm assuming so, but I was not.
That was an
going for it.
unrealistic expectation of him to think that shit was gonna work.
Exactly.
For
so that's his
sure.
fault.
And he was for sure press fudges.
Girl.
I think he's
He
a
go-
deep budget.
Bad-
Go, he need to press on and go to hell somewhere else.
But
Be
so-
pressed down to the damn ground.
Okay, because listen, and I had on tennis shoes last night, so I was ready. But
Stomp.
But back to Tay's point was when people call her out on her shit. For me, that was my therapist. She would say to me, "Okay, so did you tell them what your expectation was?" Just like with my boundaries, I used to keep all that shit to myself. When you cross the boundary or you don't fulfill the expectation, I'm done. And then you reaching out to me like, "Hey, you alright? Because what's happening?" I'm like, "I'm off you." But why? I don't need to explain myself. Have a good day. So now I do better about, especially with dating. I say up front, and it still might be a little selfish, but I mean, I already know what I want to say, and I'm starting the conversation. So I say, this is what I expect when dating and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I say, and then I ask, so what are your expectations in dating, and what does dating intentionally mean for you and X, Y, Z? So I have those conversations now, but prior to, like, I was very pressed that she was like, well, you need to tell them. I don't need to tell them nothing. Why they don't know? Shit.
I
Yeah.
even have unrealistic expectations of y'all. When y'all do shit, when I'm saying of friends, y'all my friends. Like a friend can do something that rubs me the wrong way, and I legit will sit, like legitimately, will sit on it. Girl, he was cringing.
For
Why do
real.
you keep saying legitly? That's not a word. Okay, anyway, legitimately, will sit on it. Like, and you might see that I might be a little cold. I got a little cold shoulder without the cold shoulder, and it's just taking me time to build up to whatever it is that I need to say or want to say. But my expectation is, okay, you know me.
So why you rubbing me wrong? Like, you know me.
It's us. And it's the flip of that, because then when for me, when I feel that vibe, and I do better about that now because I understand people need their time to process and they need their space. But for me, when I feel that energy, I'm like, no, I don't want this person to be mad. So I'm like, come here, let me fix it.
I call it.
And then they get on their nerves.
Oh, what do I say? Not you reaching, because it sounds bad. But you're connecting. Jess is trying to connect, is what I tell her. Jess is trying to connect. And half time it ain't even nothing. But if you feel it, you absolutely be like, hey,
And see,
what you doing?
And I'm the opposite of all of it. So I'm like, when I say something, it's just like I'm talking, you know. And because I never mean anything maliciously, like ever, you know. Because if I do, you will not have to guess.
Exactly.
It's going to be very blatant. Like, I mean it.
With all the disrespect.
For real. So when I say stuff, and I do have to understand, like, it's a group of us. Like, I've never hung out with this many females at one time before I moved to Dallas. So I do have to understand. Y'all had to tell me today, like, be mindful of your words. And to me, it's just like, okay, but y'all know I ain't mean that because I care about X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, whatever. But I do have to. So to me, it's like, well, my unrealistic expectation is to know that my friends know. Oh,
your heart.
Yeah, I don't mean that. But I'm saying something that might rub y'all, be like, but it's like, okay, well, you know, it's a balance for sure. So it's definitely the flip of it.
I think it's definitely unrealistic on both
Right.
ends. Because it's like, I'm like, but you know me. Like, why would you handle me like that? You know better, right? And you like, well, why the fuck would you think that I would be intentionally trying to handle you in that manner, right?
Yeah.
So it's unrealistic on both sides. Communication.
Yeah, that's why I say it's got to be a balance, like a middle ground.
Right.
Somewhere.
So really, we just so up, down, left, and right with the unrealistic and realistic, right?
I know.
And I think we really up here with the
Unrealistic.
Hey, but as long as you self-aware, like myself, I didn't say I am unrealistic in certain situations. I said I am unrealistic.
Yeah, like
And
you
you
supposed to
say
say
period.
Yeah. Picture next to unrealistic is Jess. How you doing?
Okay. Well, my takeaways for today are
We ain't shit.
pretty vocal is crazy as
So
hell,
ain't shit ain't
bipolar. We all have realistic and unrealistic expectations.
No, we have realistically unrealistic expectations.
I ain't heard no realistic nothing yet.
So we might judge you on social media about your mess, but
we
just
ain't
know that we're not perfect either, and we love y'all.
We love y'all. We love us.
And clearly we're childish, so always remember, what I was supposed to say?
Oh,
We gonna keep it cute.
Absolutely not.
We
Y'all
realistically expected you to know what to
For real.
say.
For real.
Childish.
Always remember, keep it cute, but never put it on me.
And that's how you stay pretty vocal.